Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to today's training. So if you're somebody that uses Facebook to get clients and you've been wanting to go live, but you haven't really gotten started yet, or maybe you're already going live as part of your strategy, but you're just not getting leads, you're not getting appointments, and you're definitely not getting any sales. So today I'm going to actually be walking you through exactly how I plan, promote, and monetize my Facebook groups and how that's helped me to generate 40K per month in sales in just 2 hours per week. So we're going to go through that process. So if you've been wanting a blueprint for how to turn your lives into actual money, then this is going to be a great training for you. Okay. So before we get started, I want to know where everybody's joining from. Drop your name. Okay. So also, if you are joining in from Facebook, if you click on the description of this video, there will be a link that says StreamYard. Click on that link so I can actually see who I'm talking to when you comment. And let me know where you're actually joining from. Okay, let me know. Click on that link if you're a Facebook user so I can see your name, and also let me know where you're joining from. We're going live inside the Facebook group. We're also trying out some different places today. We're also going live in YouTube and on LinkedIn. So let me know where you're joining from. I'd love to see where everybody's coming from. All right, so before we get started, the first thing I want to mention is that if you've been struggling to make money from your live streams, you're definitely not alone. I haven't seen a lot of people teaching the kind of stuff that I'm going to be talking about today. And there's a lot of people out there teaching, telling you how to go live, but they're really just giving you prompts and showing you how to create a bunch of fluff content. And that fluff content is never really going to make you money. And in fact, fluff content is a problem because you're probably doing a lot of work, getting these lives going and actually going live, and you think you're making some great content, but you're not seeing any results and you're starting to get burnt out and you quit. And also, if you're going live a lot, it could actually be hurting you. So I'm going to show you how to choose the right topics so that your audience is, your audience is going to be super interested in these topics. And so there are going to be more people that are going to watch your live streams. The next big problem that I see when people go live on Facebook and on other channels is that no one shows up for these live streams. So nobody's actually seeing your content. And so you could be creating some of the best content in the world, but if nobody watches it, then it's basically like it never existed. So promotion is one of the biggest things that I'm going to be walking you through today. And it's really key, difference maker, when it comes to monetizing your live streams. I'm going to show you exactly what I do to promote each and every one of my live streams. And then the final problem that I see when people are going lives is they're not following up with the people that engage with those live streams. And if you're not following up with the people that are engaging with your live streams and watching, then you're really leaving a lot of money on the table. So we're going to show you exactly how we do that. We're going to share some different tools that we use to make that easier as well. So we're going to be talking about all those kind of stuff. So get ready. It's going to be a great training today. I think you're really going to like it. So my goal for this training is to help two types of people. So for those people that are going live consistently right now, but you're just not getting anything from it. Ultimately, you're not making any money from the effort that you're putting into your live streams. I want to give you a system that you can implement starting today to change all that. A system that's going to help you to plan, promote, and monetize every single one of your live streams so that you're not wasting effort and you're not getting burnt out in the process. Okay. So for those of you that are just kind of now dipping your toe into going live, or you want to get started going live, but you just don't really know how to get started, and you don't want to waste a lot of time and effort and money trying to figure it out. Well, today I'm going to give you the exact system you need to monetize and make money from your live stream. So let's jump into it. I'm going to share my screen here. All right. Give me a 1 if you can actually see my screen. Just somebody drop me a 1 so I know that y'all can see me. Hey, Julie. Okay, cool. I got 1. Hopefully everybody else can see too. All right, so today we're going to talk about how I plan, promote, and monetize my live streams to consistently generate 40K per month in just 2 hours per week. So this is not going to take a lot of your effort. And one of those hours, or 30 minutes of those hours, is actually doing the live stream. So it seems like it's going to be a lot of work, but I'm going to show you how to make it easy on yourself. I'm going to give you some tools that'll help you with that. So here's everything we're going to go through today. First of all, I'm going to show you how I choose content topics that I know my audience is hungry for, so I can get predictable results every single time I go live. The next thing we're going to talk about is the 5-step promotional process to generate massive viewership, massive engagement, and warm leads for every single live stream that you do. And then finally, we're going to talk about the simple post live follow-up system to turn my lives into revenue. What I do to follow up with people to turn that engagement and those viewers into revenue. So, and if you stick around to the end, I'm going to show you how you can actually get my live stream SOP. So stick around and you can get that. Okay. So first of all, who's this Ron dude? This is my least favorite part to talk about, but let's get into it. So, well, my name's Ron Medlin. I've been building 6-figure agencies since about 2010. I've been in the digital marketing world, and I've actually built about 3 agencies by now, and I did it each time faster and more efficiently. And all 3 times have been organically. I've never really run ads to grow my agency. So the first agency was in 2010. It was an SEO agency. And we scaled to high 6 figures in about 11 months. And then I lost, Google changed their algorithm, lost about 90% of my customers. So I had to pivot. And that's when I learned, basically, I became a HubSpot partner. If you guys are familiar with HubSpot, and a HubSpot agency, and I partnered with another agency to kind of, grow a larger agency. We were gold level VAR, value added reseller. And so we were doing really well with that, but I just could not, me and the other partner just butted heads a lot. So we ended up breaking up that partnership. And after that time, I kind of wanted to take a break from entrepreneurship. So I decided to get a job, and I became the PR director, the digital marketing director for a PR firm here in Atlanta. Absolutely hated it. I was stuck inside all day under, fluorescent lights, and I just felt like a caged animal, and I just could not stand it. So I think they could probably sense that. So I actually got fired from that job. And then I scaled my third agency in 2016 to another 6-figure agency. It was basically an agency that served yoga studios, and I ended up losing that during COVID. Obviously, yoga studios got hit pretty hard. And, I've taken all those things that I've learned over the past, 13 years now. And I recently scaled my latest business is a VA placement business, and also my coaching business and my mastermind. So I've also, during that time, I've been so blessed to work with some really awesome people, including multiple 2 Club award winners, ClickFunnels 2 Club award winners. Some of y'all might know these guys: Marley Jacks, Steve Larson, the founders of FlowChat, Sean and Chris Weiser, and Justin Ingram, all 2 Club award winners, and then multiple other 6- and 7-figure coaches, kind of helping them build out their client acquisition systems. So let's talk about how I choose. Let's get into the actual meat of the presentation. So let's talk about how I go about choosing topics that I know my audience is hungry for, so I can get predictable results every time I go live. So before you do anything else, before you even think about any content, you really need to get clarity around exactly who you help. It needs to be, in my opinion, very niche and very specific, so you can speak directly to that person. And you need to know exactly how you help them. So once you figure that out, then you can start to map out your product roadmap. So most people once were their own avatar. Maybe you're starting an agency and that's not the case, but basically what you're going to do in the next step, when you figure out who you're helping and kind of how you help them, you're going to map out how you go about doing that. So what are the steps that you take your ideal customers through to go from where they are now, this unhappy situation over here, their current situation where they're not getting everything they want, they're feeling, unfulfilled, whatever the case may be. What are the steps that you take them through to take them to their dream outcome and where their ultimate place that they want to be, where they've got everything they want, they're fully satisfied? And this is the journey that you help your customers go through. And then your product or service becomes the bridge to help them to get there. So what you're going to do is you're going to map all that process out. And this is kind of what mine looks like. And I took this structure from a guy named Aaron Fletcher. But basically, he suggests like mapping out your product roadmap in a series of 3 stages, these on the vertical here. And then each stage is made up of 3 steps, and that gives you a 9-step product roadmap. Now, yours does not need to be 9 steps, but I think the important thing is just mapping out your process and then putting it into a visual format so people can actually see themselves walking through this, and it makes logical sense to how they can, ultimately get to their desired outcome. So once you have that all mapped out, the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to pick out the hot steps of your product roadmap. Now, these are the steps in my process that I know that my ideal customers are most interested in. Remember, we're talking about how I choose those topics that I know people are going to be hungry for and show up and watch and engage with the content. So the way that I can do that is by pulling out the steps in my product roadmap that I know or people are very interested in. And that way, everything that I do, all the pieces of content that I create are very aligned with my offer, and nothing's just fluff content. It's all related to my offer. It's all kind of directing people to whatever call to action around my offer I want them to take. So for example, I know for my hot steps, I know that people are extremely interested in how to do direct messaging outreach or messenger outreach. A lot of people just don't know how to book calls. They don't know what to say in the DMs. They feel awkward about it. And so we help them with that. So I'm going to do live streams around that topic, and I know people will be interested in that. Another thing that I know people are super interested in is content, how to make content. I mean, you're here now because you want to learn how to make content that actually gets you clients. So, how to make content faster, how to make content that actually gets you results. So what are the hot steps in your product roadmap if you were to map all of your process out and pick out those really interesting topics that are going to grab your audience's attention? What are those for you? Okay. So once you've kind of got that, you've got the topics that you're going to be doing your live streams on. Now I'm going to walk you through my 5-step promotional process that I use to generate that massive viewership and then engagement from that, and then warm leads that I can follow up within the DMs to actually book appointments or get them to buy from me. And that's how we're going to monetize your live stream. So before I get into the steps, let's talk about the ultimate goal of your live stream. So the goal of your live streams and the promotion of your live streams is not really so much to get people just to watch and consume the content. It's more to get people to raise their hand and show they're interested in, get as many people to raise their hand and show you that they're interested as possible. Okay. That hand raising and that engagement is really what we want from our live streams and the promotion that we do around that live stream. And yes, it's ideal if they can watch it live and experience you live, but it's not a must. It's more the engagement that we can then transition to the DMs to follow up with and get them to take action. Okay. So step number 1 of promoting your live streams is creating the event. Okay. So whether you have a Facebook group or don't have a Facebook group, we highly suggest Facebook groups because that's what we use to kind of grow our business. But you want to create the event. Okay. So I use a tool called StreamYard for this. If you guys want to check this out, I'd greatly appreciate you using my affiliate link. It's here at the top. If you don't want to do that, no worries, but I would greatly appreciate that if you got some value from this. I really like StreamYard because you can go live on, and this is not the only tool that does this, but you can go live on multiple channels at once, and that gives you some extra reach. So you can, you also can get that omnipresence feeling by going across other platforms like LinkedIn, YouTube, and several other ones that you can go live simultaneously at the same time. Now, the other cool thing about StreamYard is when you create or schedule a live stream ahead of time, it's actually going to automatically create events on each platform. So for Facebook specifically, you can create events in your group, on your profile, or your page. So any mix of those 3, okay? And you can also, let's see, sorry. So, and then you can also automatically create the event on LinkedIn at the same time, okay? And we're going to talk about why that's important here in a second. So that was step number 1, we're creating the event. Step number 2, once the event is created, we want to start doing what's called invitation stacking. So we're going to start inviting people into our event, okay? So with Facebook events, invitation 1 method is going to be inviting your friends or group members to the event using the invite feature of the event page. You can see here, there's a little invite button. You can actually click on that button and you can invite 500 people at a time. So you can do this multiple times a day. I probably wouldn't do more than 1,500 a day. So you kind of need to do the math of how many people are in your Facebook group, when you need to schedule the event, so you can invite all of the people in your Facebook group to that event. Okay, so that's invite method number one. Okay, and here's a little bonus strategy for you. You can even get more folks to watch your live streaming by scheduling your event on LinkedIn. And then with LinkedIn events, you can actually you can add multiple speakers to that event, and each speaker can invite 1,000 connections of their connections each week to that event. So now remember, we're trying to get as many viewers so that we can get more engagement. So why not use those tools on those other places so that we can even get more reach and more engagement for our live streams? Okay. So the second way that I invite people to my event is by sending email and SMS invites and reminders. So to do this, I use a tool called Group Fuel CRM. Full transparency, this is actually my high-level white label. So this is the tool that we use to invite people to our event through text and email. So I teach my live stream process inside of my Facebook group, Profits Mastermind to clients. And to make it easier on all of them to execute the system that I've created for them, I actually built a snapshot for them. So it can easily just install that snapshot directly into their account, and they can start using the email nurturing sequences, the funnels, all of that stuff. So let's actually take a look at Group Fuel and kind of walk through what this looks like. So you've got all these different, all of our clients get all of these different email sequences and automation. We've got lead magnet delivery. We've got a 27 email nurture sequence. But what we're going to look at, and then we've got, our call reminders and confirmation. But let's look at these Facebook group live promotions. So basically what we've done is we've built out these live promotions for each one of the hot steps in our program. So we kind of teach to try to find 5 if possible. And so that creates a whole quarter's worth of live stream, but we don't have to get into that. But let's actually click into here and we'll kind of walk through this. So you can see that basically what we do is we add the contacts that we want to invite to the event here. And then we send an email announcement early in the week. And then later on, we send a morning reminder. And then we send a 10-minute reminder. And then this workflow even sends the replay the next day. So we're inviting people in, but we're also reminding them that the event is about to happen, so more people show up. So that's the third way that the second way that we invite people into the event. The third way and last method that we invite people into the event is we use what are called 2-step posts. Now, you may have seen these before, but if you're not familiar, these are basically where we write a catchy headline or hook to capture the attention of our audiences around those topics that we chosen, the hot steps. And then we generate interest and engagement, and we basically ask people to comment if they want access to the training or the lead magnet or whatever we're promoting at that time. So then we just build up a lot of comments and engagement, and that's how we get people interested, and then we invite them into the actual event. Okay, so that is the third way and last method that we invite people in. Okay, so that's invitation stacking. Now that we've gone through the invitation stacking, let's actually walk through all the ways that we remind people of the live stream so that they show up. Okay, so we've invited people in, we've created our event, we've invited people in, now we've got to remind them of the event. So again, the first method is to send reminders to my list. We just walked you through that workflow and how that works. So we send a morning reminder the day of, and we also send a 10-minute reminder in case they missed the first one, so that we can get more people to see that and make sure that they show up. The next method that we use to send reminders is everyone that's engaged with our content, either on LinkedIn or Facebook. We actually use our other tool for this, Group Fuel Social. So I'm going to open up. Well, first of all, let's do this. So I'm going to go through all these different posts that we've kind of examples of these different posts that we would use to promote our live streams. And then you can see that if this works on sometimes. Okay. So you can see that this is a 2-step post. I can import all of these people into my pipeline where I kind of go to add people into the live stream monetization pipeline. Let me see, I've got a demo one set up here. So I'll import all of these people in to the pipeline, and then I can start sending them reminders, okay? So I can go here to the actual two-step post. I can also go into the events themselves, and I can click into the event, and I can import these people in too. So I'm just going to do this as an example, and I can import those people directly into the pipeline, just like I did the previous example. So I'm going to import that in. And let's see, I'm going to import into that stage. So I've import those people in, and I can do the exact same thing on LinkedIn. So I can click in here to the people that said I'm attending, and then I can start to import these people in on LinkedIn as well. So let's click on here. Okay, you can see it's loading here. And then we can import that into our pipeline as well. So I won't go through that. You've kind of seen how that works. And then once I get them into my pipeline, let me refresh here. I've got this pipeline that we've built for our group mastermind members that we can actually promote, you know, these live streams. So this is, let me go here. So you can see that we've imported all these people in. I'm going to show you kind of how it works here with myself here in a second. So basically, I import all the leads into this pipeline from my two steps, from my event, and then I start sending them or moving them through the pipeline. And with Group Fuel Social, you basically have these pipelines. Pipelines are made up of stages, and essentially, the pipeline is a conversation workflow. So we're moving people through a conversation and the different stages of that conversation. Now, each of these stages actually has messaging templates applied to it. So I don't have to think. I just basically click a button. It copies that. It pastes it into the messenger thread. You hit send, and then you move them to the next step in the pipeline. So I know exactly where all my leads are in the conversation. I know exactly what message to send them, and I know exactly when that message needs to be sent, because this will actually alert you when you need to send the follow-up. So that's basically how we move people through this live stream. And this first section here in the yellow is all about inviting people into the event. Let me refresh this. Zoom always seems to mess up technology. So let me refresh this real quick. So the yellow section is all about inviting people to the event. So we invite people to the event. We make sure that they mark themselves going inside the event. And then let me go back here. Okay. Hopefully it will load this time. Okay. Okay. So once we've gotten people to the event, then we actually send the reminders. So we send the reminders on LinkedIn and Facebook the morning of, just like we did with our text and email. And then that's the way that we actually invite people into the group. Now, this pipeline has more things that we'll get into in a little bit, but that is how we actually remind people and start stacking these reminders so that more people show up. Okay. Our next step in reminding people to show up is we tag people on our live streams. Now, you've got a couple of options here. If you are open to using the @everyone tag, if you have a group, then I highly suggest using the @everyone tag. If you're kind of anti that, I know a lot of people don't like using it or get frustrated by it. So if you don't have that, then you'll just tag each of the people that have commented or said going on your event. Okay. So you add all those people, you tag them to the event the morning of, and that's going to give you another notification, or that person another notification in their little notifications area that you're about to go live. Okay. Or that they've been tagged on a post so that they can go check that out. Now, I also tested something today where inside of the event itself, you can actually make a post, and then that will also give them another notification. So that's the kind of the last thing in our reminder stacking. Okay. So we're doing a lot of different things to invite people in. Now we're reminding them of the event so that more and more people are going to end up show up. Now it's time to go live. So during your live, it's important to prompt people throughout the prompt engagement throughout the event. Okay. So here's a couple of different ways that you can prompt engagement. So after I've kind of introduced the topic, I like to get people to say, are you joining live or do you need the replay? So that's kind of my first prompt, because again, when we're prompt engagement, when people are engaging with our posts, we actually know that they're on that training because they're interested in our topic, first of all, but you're also priming the algorithm to show more or to give that live stream more reach. So the next thing I like to do is do a little audience research. So if I'm doing a topic and I really want to figure out where my audience is as far as that topic's concerned, I might ask them to self-identify which category of my audience they fit. So I can use that to personalize my outreach after the live stream and get a better result from that because it's a lot more personalized. And the cool thing about GroupFuel Social, which I showed you earlier, is that you can actually take notes and keep notes on all of your different leads in your system, in the CRM. So that's pretty cool. So when you go to start a message, you've got a note on that person on how you can personalize your message to that person. And then the final engagement prompt is the keyword CTA. So if you've watched my lives before, a lot of times I ask you to, comment a keyword if you're interested in certain things. And then this helps me to identify the hottest leads on the actual live stream. So these are the people that are interested in whatever offer I'm making or presenting on that live stream. So whether it's a lead magnet or join a challenge or book a call, I give them a keyword to comment if they're interested. And that's showing me the people that are super interested in whatever I'm trying to promote on that particular call. Okay. All right. So now if we've done our job, the job right throughout this process, we've gotten as many people on that live stream as possible, and we've driven engagement on that live stream. I don't know why this didn't come up, but you should start getting a lot of comments on this live stream. Okay. So we've done a lot of the effort of getting people on the live stream, and we've prompted engagement throughout the live stream. And these are people, this is 249 people, 124 people and 127 people that I can now follow up with in the DMs to try to book a call, fill a challenge, or sell a product. Okay. So now that we've published all this content, okay, we've created a bunch of engagement across all these pieces of content. First, we published our event, and we got people to mark themselves as going or maybe. Then we posted our two-step post, and we got a bunch of comments on that. And finally, we went live, and we used our engagement prompts on that to help us personalize our outreach and identify the hottest leads. So, we did that throughout the different live streams. So can anybody guess what we do with all this engagement, once we've got that engagement? I'm going to take a sip of water. I've been talking a lot. What do we do with the engagement now? All right. Well, I guess I'll tell you. So basically now we've got a bunch of warm leads that have raised their hand throughout this entire process and really self-identified themselves as somebody being interested in the topic that we're talking about. And if we've created our topics around our product roadmap, they're very aligned with our offer. And so that is a prime lead for us to follow up with, try to book an appointment, or whatever the call to action that we want, the action we want them to take. Okay. So that brings us to step 5. That's the follow-up. So during your lives, so now we're going to start following up with people. So this is going to, just like we had different channels for reminding our leads when we're going live, we have different channels for follow-up as well. Okay. So that's where we kind of use a combination of, GroupFuel CRM, which is our high level white label, and GroupFuel Social, which is our social outreach tool. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to send the replay to our list. Okay. We showed you that workflow earlier, so I'm not going to go through that again, but so that's the first thing that we're going to do. We're going to send the replay to our list. We can do a couple of things here. We can send them to a funnel where we have a call to action on that funnel, or we can just send them to the link of the live and have them comment whatever the CTA keyword is if they're interested. So to handle all the DM follow-up, I'm using, again, GroupFuel Social. So again, what we do is we import all of those engagers on our two-step posts, on our LinkedIn events, on our events, and on our live streams, and we import all that into our live stream pipeline, and then we kind of move them through the next portion of our pipeline. So once we've got all these reminders sent, if the people that commented our keyword, we're going to move them here, and we're going to follow up with those people to try to book a call, fill a challenge, or whatever the case may be for that keyword is. And then everybody that didn't reply the specific keyword, we're going to follow up and try to send the replay and then transition that conversation into a booked call. Okay, so that's how we're kind of following up with people in social media or in the DMs. So that is basically what we've done. That's exactly what I did a few weeks ago. I booked 19 phone calls from one live stream, and I actually got 6 clients from that same live stream. And that's exactly how I was also able to fill a challenge, sell a $27 or $197 challenge to 27 people. And then I used that challenge to convert 5 of those people into my group mastermind. Okay. So this stuff works, and I'll answer your questions in just a second. But if you like this process and you think it would be helpful to grow your business, and you are interested in the actual tools that I shared today, what I want you to do, you can book a demo call. All you need to do is comment Group Fueled below, and I'll reach out to you. We can do a demo call. I can show you the tools, and if you're interested in that. Okay. Now, for you, those of you that are here for the live stream SOP, if you actually want the SOP, then comment SOP below, and I will make sure to reach out and get that to you. Okay. So if you want Group Fuel, if you want a demo of Group Fuel, let me know. Drop Group Fuel in the comments. If you want the SOP, drop SOP below. And with that, that is the end of the presentation. Hope you guys liked it. I will now take questions if you have them. So let me know if you got any questions. I'll kind of scroll up here. All right. Okay, we got one question from Catherine on LinkedIn. What if engagement is low? Well, this is basically your engagement. I guess it depends on where you're talking about the engagement. If you're talking about the engagement around your like 2-step posts, or on your, if you want to answer that, are you doing any kind of promotional posts to get people to engage so that you can get people to join the event? Let me know. Yes, Carolyn, I would definitely reach out, and we'll get you booked in for a Group Fuel demo, and we'll also send you the SOP. So yeah, Carolyn, if you want to answer that, if engagement is low, this is kind of the key to increasing engagement. Okay. Now you got to learn how to write copy a little bit with your 2-step posts and also with your event. And that might be the case if you're getting low engagement. It's either the topic's not that interesting to your audience, or you're not really writing good copy. So those are the kind of 2 things that I see. If you're not getting engagement on like your promotional stuff, like the headline of your event needs work maybe, or you're choosing topics that just aren't interesting. Okay. But this should be the cure for low engagement if you're doing this stuff right. Anybody got any questions? All right. If there's no questions, I will end it for the day, but I'll stick around if you have any questions. All right. Looks like no questions. So I'm going to end it for the day. Thank y'all for showing up, and we'll definitely see y'all next time. I appreciate y'all, and we'll see you next time. Bye.